All right, everybody, here for another installment of Dave's Garage. You'll notice there's one less bike in the garage. We did sell the Triumph, so that went off to my buddy Bobby. He sold his R6, was looking for a cafe racer, and I was like, I got you covered. So he scored a good deal on that and took that home the other day. And so now I am down to just the ZX14 and the MT-10 for now. Got a couple mods going on the MT-10. First of which is going to be new windscreen. I want this to offer a little more wind protection. Not as much for me, although on the track it would have been nice on the back straight, because again, anything on a naked bike over 140 is just not fun. When you're a big guy and you got nowhere to hide from the wind, it's like standing in a hurricane. And the other thing was, with this camera being mounted right here, the wind blasts right into it. And so when it does that, even with the wind reduction turned on in the settings, it just doesn't do a good job. Anything over 70 miles an hour on the track, all you hear is wind. You don't even hear the motor. And this is a loud motor. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this one from Puig. Before people go, hey, what model did you get for that? Right there. Everything you need to know, the model number, all that shiz is right there. Got it from Reveille. So we're going to install it. Now, we did it on Nick's MT-09 and it required changing out a bracket. This one doesn't. It just uses the existing bracket and screws. So give me 1 second as I vibrate this thing, opening up the tripod. We're going to set that up like so. I think on super wide we should have that all in shot. So what we're going to do is just uninstall this. Also, I did get the new DNA air filter. So I will probably do a second video of me taking the bike apart to get to the air box to swap out the air filter. Last time I got that far and it was no bueno because I got to the end and realized I had ordered the wrong goddamn filter, even though it said it was for that model. I guess somewhere in there I missed it. So I give that to Jimmy for his R1, because that was the right one for that bike. That's easy. Pop this off. We're going to wrap this up in bubble wrap or something just to protect it, in case I ever have to go back to it. And the one I got is the taller one, and it's the Touring Screen, and I got it in clear. The reason for that, I know that the smoked looks better. The problem is if you're shooting camera through it, which is where I want the taller screen, I want to get this Spyderco. We're using today the Manix 2 lightweight CTS BD1N steel, really nice action. Let's see, go to this side. Nice and sharp. Very sharp little knife. Well, not little, it's kind of big. Almost as big as the PM2. But I like the ergonomics on it a little bit better. So, what we got? Okay, we got the instructions telling us how to install it. I think it's pretty obvious how one installs it. Make sure that sticker's on the outside. It is. And, yeah, I think we're just going to have to line it all up. I didn't see any other mounting plate, so that's what we're going with. Try to do this without scratching anything. So get a screw partially threaded so that it's biting a little bit. You never put one screw in and then tighten it all the way, because these things are going to flex and shift around a little bit. So you thread it in. And you feel it bite into the threads. That's all you need to do. Keep it still a little floppy. Go up to this one. Do the same. And the same up here. I will say the holes are off a little tiny bit. They're within the range of, you know, you'll get it to work, but I do notice that the holes were slightly off center. So kind of get it where it wants to be, and then you just snug these up. You do not over torque and tighten these, okay? You just want them snug. And we'll take the sticker off. And I wanted to have the camera mounted so you can go back and see, well, how much taller is it? Well, that's why I didn't move the camera. I didn't want the camera moving around. Okay, snug, 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 snug. It is rubber mounted, so it does wiggle a bit, but that's the actual mount moving around. So let's go ahead and take this off, and you can rewind back to where the old stock height was. That's a good bit taller, but it's not goofy. It's not like that tall ass one I got for the damn Tracer 9 GT that ended up looking like a prison riot shield. So would it look better tinted? Yeah, it would, because then you wouldn't have to see some of this stuff in there. But I don't think it would work as well, especially when you got a camera in there. So I'm going to want my camera mounted right here behind the windscreen, so that it's not getting buffeted, and I'll get much better audio out of it. So that camera will be mounted right here where my fist is. So well protected. I could even move it off, and I can move this around and make it a little more centered if it picks up any wind coming from here. But at that angle, I don't think it will. And that's what it looks like from the side. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, tinted would look a little bit better. What I might do is take this and have it painted, or even paint it myself, because when you paint it from the back, it looks good because you're seeing it from the front. And I could basically draw a line that is right across the top with tape and spray paint the bottom half black from the inside. And on this side, if you ever painted like model cars or RC cars, you know, on the back side it looks like paint. On this side, it looks like the plastic came that color. It's a really good way to do it. But if I can get a perfectly straight line across to where this piece covering the guts here is painted black and just sort of blends in with that, and then it's clear from there up, I might actually do that. I think that would be a good mod one day. So we'll explore that. But in the meantime, this should work. That mount does move around a good bit. I may take that off and tighten those bolts and make sure that that's all in there the way it's supposed to go. I kind of don't like the way that it moves that much, but anyway, we'll play around with that, and if there's anything worth noting, I'll come back and share it with you. If not, stay tuned for the next video, because we're going to go ahead and pop that off and pop in the correct DNA high flow air filter. So that's it for this video. Unless I come back, we'll talk to you guys.